anxiety was something I didn't know about. If you know you have anxiety, talk to someone. Go to therapy. It's okay. And we're back. Welcome back, Shani May Clan. Welcome back, YouTube. All my new subscribers, all my old subscribers. Thank you all for the support and welcome. So yeah, I'm gonna stop doing that. Today I'm coming to y'all with a story time, and I'm not big on. Wait, let me go back. Don't forget to follow my Instagram page, which is my only like social media account that's like that. Well, I have Facebook, but my Instagram is Shatora101, SHATORA 101. If you want like live updates and stuff, the things that I'm doing, and I post very often on Instagram. But anyway, yeah, I have a story time, and it's something that I want to talk about because it's funny now that I like when I talk about it now, because back then when it was going on, and there's a message, you know, at the end of this story time as well. I figure it'll help a lot of people out that may have went through what I went through, you know, in my teenage years and stuff like that. So what we're going to be talking about, my little story time, is the time I caught my significant other, my boyfriend, whatever you want to call him. I caught him cheating on me. So we all been through it. We all grown. Everybody been cheated on and stuff like that. I was a teenager back then. I think I was 16. I was in high school. So I was about to be a senior. In high school, and he was a year older than I was. So he was basically graduating. This happened a few months before, you know, school was finished out for the summer and stuff, and then he was going to go on about his business and stuff like that. We're going to call him Kevin. So, you know how it is in high school. Everybody has a boyfriend, and you know, or they have a girlfriend, and you know, hormones is just raging in high school at that point. So, you know, I was in the 10th grade when I met him, and we had English class together. And I hate this thing. I gotta sew that up. We were in English class together. So, you know, he sat like a few seats ahead of me. And one thing about me, I have noticed that I do, if I'm interested in someone, by the way, I always thought he was cute. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, this was probably like the second week of school. I'm like, he is so cute. So I've always made it known when I liked someone. I never was like the timid person when it came to that. I was always straightforward. So in the weirdest ways, but I made it known that I liked him. This is one of the weird ways. He got up out of his seat and he went to the back of the classroom. I can't remember why he went to the back of the classroom, but he sat 2 seats in front of me in the row next to me. So, you know, he got up or whatever and went to the back of the classroom, came back, but I had my pencil like this off the edge of the desk. This is the desk, and my pencil was pointing outward. So, and he had on, this is when jerseys was popping, and he really, really loved his jerseys. So he walked past, and I slid my pencil a little bit off the desk, and it wrote on his jersey. Just so I can get his attention type of thing. So from there, it got his attention. From there it did. And, you know, we just started talking. He was like, oh my God, you wrote on my jersey. And he was like, it's okay. And he wiped it off. I helped him wipe it off. And from there, it just went from there. So we exchanged numbers. We started talking at school, because at the time, I don't even think I had a cell phone yet. So we started talking and talking more. Come to find out, he lived literally down the street from me. Like it's not technically down the street, but it's down the street. And it was probably like a 10-minute walk, but like a 3-minute drive. So yeah, we would meet up and stuff. Sometimes he would ride my school bus. I'll get on his school bus. But things started being that age. I think get we get so wrapped up in taking things so seriously at such a young age, and that's how you go through like heartbreak. And it's perfectly normal because it builds character, it builds your awareness of humans, and nobody's perfect. But as time went on, we started to reach some little bumpy roads in our relationship. We was together for like 2 years, towards the ending of our relationship. But we would break up, it would be on and off, it would be fights and all type of stuff going on between him and I. Fights in school, fights outside of school. Like, we just was some rumbling people. Like, we used to and I do not condone to violence, but at that age you cannot control your anger, at least for some people. And I was one of those people. Like, when you pissed me off, you pissed me off, because it doesn't, like, I don't get pissed off easily. But if you do something to me and I deem it violating, then yeah, there's a different side. So, like I said, throughout the beginning of our relationship, we kind of, probably like the first year, or hitting our first year of being together, it was like bumpy roads and stuff like that. He was a very handsome guy. He's still handsome to this day, and girls wanted him. They were all over him, honey, or whoever's watching. They were all over him, and I got him. So, at least I thought I did. But fast forward to his senior year of high school, and it was almost time to let out for school. And like I said, he was going away after school. This is when our relationship was like really, really like bad. It got so bad. Oh my goodness, it was just bad. I literally like put my all into this relationship, into him, making sure he's happy, things like that. I used to blame myself, trying to figure out what was so wrong with me, like why you feel like you got to search elsewhere and all this other type of nonsense, because I'm a whole vibe. You understand? I'm a whole vibe. I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm kind, I'm caring, I'm a boss. Like, and I treat people with respect. But like I said, we was young back then, so boys especially didn't give a damn about any of that. So he basically, he wasn't from neither one of us is from Virginia, by the way. He was from New York and I'm from Philadelphia. But, he still kept in contact with his friends from New York, because, that's what you do. Like, he lived there his whole life. He had just moved to Virginia in the 11th grade. So, yeah, so he still kept in contact with all his friends and all that. And fast forward to here, as far as, not here right now, but his party that his grandparents threw for him, his going away party and graduation party that his grandparents threw for him. Now, for a month, he was talking about how one of his friends from New York is coming down to visit him and come to the party. Like, he grew up with her. And all this other stuff. They were friends in New York, and she's coming down to come to the party. Now, I was invited to the party too. Of course I would be. I'm his girlfriend, Even though we were on rocky grounds, I was still his girlfriend, so he better had invited me. That was my way of thinking. And the day of the party, I remember my anxiety was through the roof at this point, because I'm like, another girl's coming, he grew up with her. I have never heard this girl's name until this past month. This whole 2 years we've been together, I'm like, I don't know about that. But, I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to, going to be there to support him. And I was already on edge trying to figure out like where our relationship was going. He's leaving off and stuff like that. And so it was just a whole like conjunction of things that was just like building up and just messing with me and our relationship and crumbles in a way. And so where was I? Okay, so the day of the party, she was not at the party. Like, I got there when it started and I left when it ended. This girl did not show up. And by this, you know, so it's nighttime now, and I'm like, okay, like maybe she stood him up. Yeah. You know, I know. Like maybe she stood him up. So, you know, I left, went on about my business, went back home, and our routine was once I left his house, you know, I got home, you know, I would get myself together, eat, whatever the case may have been, and then I'll call him, you know, just to talk for a little bit, and then go to bed, say goodnight, love you, you know, that type of stuff, and go to bed. This night did not happen that way. And here's where it gets real fucked up. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. So I call him, I get home, I get myself together, I call him. I used the landline phone to call him, by the way. No, I used my cell phone. No. I had my own phone line. So I had a cordless phone. I called him. No answer. By the time I got home around like 10 o'clock, 10:30. No answer. Called him a second time. I waited about 20 minutes. Called him a second time. He picked up. So I'm like, oh, I thought I was going to fuck him up. Like... not funny, but it's just, I don't condone in violence, but like, don't do, if you're in one of those type of relationships where both of y'all are like aggressors sometime, like just don't even take it there with the person. So I'm kind and I'm cool and I'm collected, but once you do something to me, it's just, like I said, I'm just a whole different type of other person that I do not like to become. So he answered the phone and I was like, hey, you know, I really enjoyed myself. I'm really proud of you, you know, encouraging him and stuff like that. And I just got a freaking phone call and it cut off the video. But anyway, he was kind of rushing me to get off the phone. That was the vibe I was getting from him. Like, and I just was like, something's not right. So by this time, it's probably like 11 o'clock or close to 11 o'clock. Yeah, it's probably like close to 11 o'clock. So he was like, all right, I gotta go. And I'm like, okay, cool. So, you know, I went on, we hung up, went on about my business, watched Comic View. If y'all remember Comic View, or if you don't remember Comic View, then you're way too young. If whoever do remember Comic View, please like and subscribe this video and share it and, you know, do whatever else you want with it. But anyway, I started watching Comic View. Then my anxiety started to mess up once again. Now, I really didn't know what anxiety was like back then, but it's a real thing. It's real. It's a real thing. And now these days it's very controlled because I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I don't give a fuck about a lot of stuff. I know nobody's perfect. So, but I'm not gonna let you walk all over me. Or if I tell you something that's bothering me and you don't change it, I'm not about to stay around you because you're clearly gonna trigger me. So, anxiety, I started thinking like, what is he doing? Like, why was he rushing me off the phone? And you know how it is when you're like in love at that time. So it's like a lot of stuff was like bothering me when it reached about maybe like 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30 in the morning. And I went to go get my phone. I snuck into my mom's room because at a certain time period, I had to turn my phone in. So, you know, I had to take my phone into my mom's room because you couldn't talk on the phone at a certain time. So My anxiety started messing up. I snuck into my mom's room. Like, I was really like a ninja. Snuck into my mom's room, got my phone from underneath her bed, and snuck back out. That took a whole like 20 minutes to do. So I called him. And I called him and I called him. No answer, no answer, no answer, no answer. No answer. I'm not going to tell you how many times I called him because I don't know, but I know it was a lot. And so I said, you know what? It's time. It is time to break loose out of this room of mine and go see what's up. And go see what is up. So what I did was I scoped out the house. Like, my brothers were asleep in their room. Of course, my mom and my stepdad, they were asleep. I knew there was one step that creaked very loudly, and I knew going down the stairs just to go out the door was not an option for me. It was not. The only option was to jump out my front, my bedroom's window. Now, mind you, it wasn't like I just jumped out of the window and like, there's no way to explain that. So I'm not going to try to. But there was a roof over top of my bedroom. And basically what I did, like, I was a tomboy. Kind of still am. Like, I love the adventure and stuff like that. But I climbed out my window onto that roof and climbed down that roof and jumped. It took me all but 3 minutes to do all of this. Like, I was in a complete like rage. So it took me about 3 minutes to do all that. And when I reached that grass in my backyard, I hit the ground running. Like, I was booking through the neighborhood. Just, I was out. It's a 10-minute walk, and it took me about 6 minutes to get there because I ran the whole way. By the way, I used to run track, not in high school or anything like that, but I used to race everybody on the block when I lived in Philly. So, once again, somebody decides to call. So I hit the ground running. I was going with the wind. Once I got to a certain point in this journey of mine to get to him, I reached this dark road. It was a really, really dark road. It was no lights on this damn road. But I did not care because I wanted to see what was up. What's up? Why you not answering the phone? You done took the phone was busy, by the way. I missed that part. The phone was busy. He took the landline out of the damn wall, the little thing from them old school phones. Like, he took the landline out the damn phone, and the phone was busy. So I knew something was up. I knew it was him. I knew he was the one that did that. So that was the reason why I jumped out my window and landed on my feet like I was a cat, and I was out. But I got to this dark road, and then I said my prayers. I said, God, just get me through this dark road, because literally after this dark road, this is where he lives. Right after that road. And the road is not that big. After a certain point, there are street lights, but in the beginning of the road, there is no street lights. It's just woods. It was just woods and a few houses. And once I said my prayers, I ran through that dark road. And when I tell you, I am so happy I decided to run through that dark road, because at a certain point I started walking because I was like, ooh, I'm out of breath. So I ran through that dark road. And when I tell you, dogs came out of the woods and chased me. I knew they were dogs because I heard the growling. I ran out of my flip-flops. I didn't give a damn about those flip-flops no more. I'm like, them flip-flops is long gone by. I ran out of my flip-flops, and you can just hear the sounds of the dog's nails scratching up against the ground. It had to have been about 3 of them. If it was just one of them, that was a big ass dog. I didn't see the dogs. I just heard them run out of the woods once I passed that part where they were. They ran out of the woods, and that was that, and I was gone, and I outran them dogs. They did not catch me. They did not stand a chance. So I got to the part where the lights were, and I said, whew. I took a deep breath, and it probably would have been about 30 more seconds, maybe 2 more minutes, 30 more seconds, however long, before I got to his house. So once I got to his house, I knocked on his window. His bedroom window was literally right there. Like, doo-doo-doo-doo. They had a 1-level house. Doo-doo-doo. Somebody peeked out the window, and I was like, hey. That was crazy. Crazy. Oh my gosh. So I was like, hey. He came to the door. He came to the door. And when he came to the door, his penis was hard. Hard as a rock. And I'm looking at it like, and then I looked up at him, and then I looked back down, and then I stole his ass. I seen the girl peek her head around. After I stole him, and I guess she heard the commotion, I seen her peek her head around the corner behind him. Once he opened the door, his front door, you know, I was still standing outside. At a certain point, once I like stole him or whatever, I don't know what happened. I kind of blinked out. I don't know what happened after that, but I do remember a point where we was talking. He was like, I told you my friend was coming and stuff like that, and I was like, you said she was coming to the party. Why is she here? You definitely didn't mention she was going to be spending the night. You said she was going to have her room and all this other stuff. And like, it was just a whole bunch. Like, why would they give a 17-year-old their own room anyway? So I wasn't thinking like that back then. Like, that shit never dawned on me. Like, why would you believe that? Like, they're not going to get no 17-year-old their own, like, hotel room. You got to be 18. At least, or maybe the rules were different back then. I don't know. But there was a point where we were talking, but then after that we started fighting. We started fighting in his front yard once again. Like, we were fighting. And I had scratches on my neck. He had a busted lip. He was all messed up. Like, that was a very toxic relationship. Very toxic. And the thing is with me, I put my all into relationships, especially if I'm feeling you or whatever, because that's being true to me. I'm always going to make sure you know that, you know, I'm feeling you. I like you. I respect you. And that's me. And once you make it your business to not show me the same, it's like, back then I was like, oh no, like I will mess you up. I would have messed you up back then. These days, I don't really care. Like, I don't really care now. These days, when you first meet somebody, me personally, in my opinion, like, nobody is actually truly by themselves when you first meet them. So there's a 3-month period that I give people to get their fucking shit together before they decide if they want to be serious with me. So there's that period with that. And if you do anything after that, then it's adios. Adios. Bye-bye. I don't have time. Moving on. You know, that's me now. But the moral of that story is, if someone is not showing you that love and respect that you deserve, and especially in their adult years, you need to leave. You need to remove yourself from that situation, remove the guilt of leaving, because you can't fix everybody. You can't fix nobody. People are responsible for themselves, fixing themselves, whatever traumas that they had going on. They are responsible for fixing themselves, healing themselves. Because if you come across someone who's hurting, they're going to hurt you. Hurt people hurt people. I know y'all have heard that saying before. Hurt people hurt people. Love yourself enough to know, like, this is not for me. I know damn well God ain't got this for me. I know damn well. So yeah, respect yourself, love yourself, set those boundaries, and you should be good. And know, like, if you gave your all to someone and it don't work out, know that you gave your all and keep it moving. Don't be down on yourself for too long. It's okay to feel sad and mourn what you have lost, but did you really lose anything? Think about it. But anyway, thanks for watching. That was my story when I caught my ex cheating. Like, by the way, we are still cool to this day. Like, his family are very sweet. He's very sweet. He's doing really good for himself. I think he's still in the relationship. I'm not sure, but yes, we're still cool years later. Still cool. All right, y'all. So, after he went off, I have sushi right now. Oh, man, I gotta fix my shirt. I can't have this. After he went off to school, after that whole incident of us fighting, he went, not to school, but he went off. And I still was in high school, so I had to go back to school the next year. And down here we have like bus loops and stuff like that. By the way, that was the best thing that could have ever happened, was him leaving off to go where he was going. And in that time, it allowed me time to heal. Like, I healed like so much, like to get over him, I should say. That allowed me time to get over him when that happened. So, summer left. Time to go back to school, September. And like I said, when I was telling y'all that I was stressed out, like he was stressing me out, I just was going through a lot and stuff like that. It was just a very toxic relationship. Went back to school. First thing in the morning, you get off the bus, walk through the bus loop, and you walk through these two doors. I forgot what hallway it was. But one guy that I've known for quite a bit, he saw me. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. He saw me. And you know, this fool had a nerve to yell out loudly, "Damn, Shiny, what you want, crack?" Because I lost so much weight. I lost so much weight. Now, mind you, I had always had a little shape. I was known for having like a shape, you know, a little booty there. And to have lost all that weight, I think I dropped down to about 108. I went from like 130 to 108 in 3 months. So that's why I said that incident right there that happened, it was the straw that broke the camel's back, for real. Like, that shit, like, really, come on. It really, really did something to me. Like, I really cared about him. I really cared about him. And I forgot to love myself. You know, I wasn't the nicest to myself after that incident. It was many others, but that was the worst incident. That was the worst within that relationship. But yeah. And when he said it, I was mortified, because you're speaking something out loud in front of all these people. It's first thing in the morning. People are getting off the bus, for one. And you're going to say that so loud in a hallway when you see me. It's like he had disregarded, maybe she's going through something. Maybe she's even sick. maybe like something happened over the summer. Like it was nothing. I don't know if that thought process went through his head, you know? I don't know if that was something he thought about, but I didn't find it funny. Thankfully, I didn't see anybody else laugh when he said that, but that kind of stuck with me for about 2 months, and then I let it go because, you know, I'm healing myself and I started to gain my weight back. So that wasn't an issue anymore. But yeah, but when I think about that story and him saying that, I laugh now. Because it's funny to me now. And here I am trying to lose weight. I still got a nice shape, but, you know, I got older. I'm 31 now. So it's like, weight ain't falling off like it used to. Yeah, that's my story, y'all. I have to add this part in there, by the way, because I forgot to mention it. Another thing, if you're going through something, not once did I ever thought about committing suicide or anything like that, because I love my life. But anxiety was something I didn't know about. If you know you have anxiety, talk to someone, go to therapy, it's okay. You don't have to be in this alone, you know? We all going through something these days. That's my message. I'll talk to y'all later. Once again, y'all want to see another outro too. Because like I said, I just added this in there because I forgot to. Bye y'all. But thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will talk to y'all later. If you want more storytime videos like this one with my exes and stuff like that, because I got a whole heap of storytime videos, just to let you know, dealing with past relationships, because I could write a book. I might just do that. But yeah, just let me know in the comments. Thank y'all for watching. Talk to y'all later. Bye. Who can fix this? This is why I don't like wearing gray. Goddamn armpits be sweating.